Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some big news coming out from Ukraine to share with you. So, we're going to be talking about Volodymyr Zelenskyy, and we're also going to talk about the Ukrainian offensive in the Kursk region of Russia. Now, we know just about 1 month ago, on August 6th, Ukraine launched a surprise incursion into the Kursk region of Russia. And so far, they have been very successful in that region, taking over at least 1,300 square kilometers inside of the Kursk region. So I have this update coming out from NBC News. We have an exclusive interview where Volodymyr Zelenskyy was being interviewed talking about the Kursk region. And one of the big things that he mentioned was that Ukraine plans to maintain the territory that they have seized indefinitely. Now, obviously, NBC News is reporting it this way, saying that they indefinitely plan to hold the region that they have seized inside of the Kursk region of Russia. But I will mention that he does state in this interview that he says for now we need it. Okay, he says for right now they need the territory that they've taken inside of the Kursk region of Russia. And obviously, we know that probably in the next few months from now, that peace talks could potentially be held with Russia, or at least start to negotiate with them and maybe get some of their territory back on the Eastern Front. So I want to show you guys this article, and we're going to talk about this. So let's hop on over here to mainstream news for a minute on NBC News. So again, this is an exclusive article only on NBC News, and it says Zelenskyy says Ukraine plans to indefinitely hold Russian territory it has seized. For now, we need it, he told NBC News in an exclusive interview, the first one-on-one since Kiev took control of 500 square miles of Russian territory. Okay, so this is the video of them while they were talking and discussing the territory that has been taken in the Kursk region. So we're going to go over this just briefly for a moment. So again, this came out on September 3rd, 2024 today. And it says Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy told NBC News on Tuesday that Kiev is planning to indefinitely hold Russian territories it seized in a surprise incursion last month, as it tries to force President Vladimir Putin to the negotiating table. We don't need their land. We don't want to bring our Ukrainian way of life there, he said during his first one-on-one interview since Ukraine's high-stakes incursion into Russia. Ukraine will hold the territory as it is integral to its victory plan to end the war, Zelenskyy said, adding he will present the proposal to international partners like the United States. So, although NBC News is reporting that they're saying they want to indefinitely hold, indefinitely would mean permanently, right? And permanently could be temporarily permanently, I guess, but I feel like the correct term should be temporarily, but we don't know for sure. Maybe Zelensky's plan would be to maintain it forever, who knows? But he did come out and say here that they will hold the territory as it is integral to his victory plan, okay, to end the war. So maybe after the war ends, maybe they will give this territory back to Russia. I mean, that's what many of us were already speculating at some point, that this incursion was launched into the Kursk region of Russia to take over a certain portion of their territory, so that way they could use it to negotiate back with Russia when this war comes to an end and maybe try to get some of their territory back. Who knows, maybe Crimea or another portion that Russia would maybe give up, as obviously Russia needs to gain back this territory, or at least attempt to, right? So it says for now we need it. He said of the territory Ukraine is now holding in Russia. Zelenskyy said he couldn't discuss whether Ukraine planned to try and seize more Russian territory. I will not tell. I'm sorry. I can't speak about it. It's like the beginning of this Kursk operation, he said. With all respect, I can't speak about it. I think the success is very close to surprise. So I thought it was interesting that he said this, and maybe there's a language barrier that I don't really understand what he actually means by this. But he said, I think the success is very close to surprise. Now, I think he's saying that maybe they have this surprise to let everybody know how successful it has been. That many people are starting to speculate, lots of military analysts and lots of mainstream news even speculating and saying maybe this was a waste of time, that they launched this Kursk offensive into Russia, that it was maybe supposed to take a lot of the pressure off the Eastern Front. But yet, what are we hearing on the Eastern Front? That Russia's continuing to press forward, especially on the town of Pokrovsk. We just reported that to you guys early this morning, that the town of Pokrovsk is now starting to be evacuated as the Russians are approaching closer and closer to that key city on the Eastern Front. So this is definitely pretty big news. And I don't think it's a complete surprise to everybody, as we know that Volodymyr Zelenskyy obviously launched this offensive with the Ukrainian army into the Kursk region, but at the same time, I don't think they would plan to hold it forever. I think what they are going to do with it is use it as a negotiation leverage to try to get some of their territory back on the Eastern Front, and then also it was designed to force Vladimir Putin to pull some of his troops away from the Eastern Front and the Southern Front on over to the Kursk region in hopes that maybe it would garner a major reaction to pull most of their troops away, but that wasn't the case. We know that a few thousand, maybe 3 to 10,000, something like that, got pulled away from the Eastern Front, and nothing significant. And at the end of the day, the Russians are still pushing on the eastern side of Ukraine. So definitely a major update that I wanted to share with you guys to let you know what's going on with Ukraine and why they launched this offensive and if they were planning to hold on to this territory. So we know, at least for right now, it seems to be an indefinite hold, at least temporarily, until this war is over. And maybe when the war ends, that's when Ukraine will potentially give this land up back to Russia. We'll see what happens. But that's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.